I will continue to be having these conversations and expectations and hold these guys accountable. But they are willing to work, and I think there's a lot of talented guys. I don't think they're just good human beings or good basketball players. And I think that's the foundation of creating, of guys to reach their potential. And these guys do have potential, so I'm excited about working with them and then bringing some players in, whether it's through trade and free agency, to kind of bolster their growth. And let's see what the potential of these young men are.
So listen, before we even get into this video, I just want to take the time to acknowledge you guys. You guys have been great. You've been awesome. But today, I just want to say thank you for helping me reach 15,000 subscribers. That's 15,000 raw subscribers. You know, I'm not the person to continuously keep pounding it into you. Subscribe. So to do that naturally is big time for me. You know, you guys have been, 100% authentic supporters, man, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So that's big time for me. With that said, today press conference took place. Trajan Langdon, Tom Gores also in attendance. You know, pretty pedestrian press conference, but I did hear some key points that I really appreciate. You guys saw in the opening clip what he thought of the young talent that we do have here. You know, definitely acknowledging that we do have some young talent, first and foremost, is something that's pleasing to my ears, because we do. I just want to see these guys put in the right position to be successful. But he also harped on that and said, hey, listen, we're going to get some guys in here to support our young guys and help them get to the next level. He mentioned floor space and all these big key points that you've heard us discuss over the time and over the months when it comes to this team. Several people have echoed that, so shout out to everybody for being on the same page when it comes to this team. With that said, you know, Trajan is obviously, you know, a very young and smart guy to have as a president. A lot of experience, been around some very clean-cut organizations, especially the Spurs organizations. He gave credit to Pop. But that structure and what he wanted to see from the team, that's what was most important to me. You know, what he does behind closed doors obviously is big time, but when it comes to the players and what you're doing with them and what you expect of them, he said he was going to hold them accountable. That's what I really wanted to hear. That's the meat and potato of things for me. Because at the end of the day, it's about the players. Players get, you know, people hired and fired. So, you know, to hear that they've been putting in work, they've been very responsive. They've been in contact, especially him and Cade Cunningham. The remarks that he said about Cade, obviously something us as fans we've grown to hear over the time from several people. You know, young and ahead of his time when it comes to his maturity, a great young man. But also recognizing what he needs. He did admit the fact that, you know, hey, the Pistons, we met them twice a season, you know what I'm saying? So he hasn't really been paying too much attention on what's been going on in the East, because the West has been stacked. It's been a melee over there, and that's totally understandable. The honesty was definitely respected there. But he did do his homework. And he's had a lot of meetings and conversations with Tom Gores. Tom definitely mentioned that several times. The amount of meetings and how long those meetings last with him and you know everybody else in the organization, and getting familiar with this team and his roster, and you know, putting the landscape out there for the direction that they want to go. That's what you want to hear. And that's from hard work. That's from being in meetings on time, answering the phone. You know, every little minute detail across the board overall. You know, he mentioned that it's going to take every single person, togetherness. There's no disconnects going on. So, them highlighting those things make me kind of wonder what was going on previously. Obviously, me, several other people, include my guy Deuce, man, we've talked plenty about some of the disconnects that was going on. Well, togetherness is the thing right now. He wants to be that leader. He wants to bring everyone together. He wants a total effort from top to bottom in this organization, and that's what you need to be successful, i.e. Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? You see how that organization finally turned it over. They have to be invested from top to bottom, to the very last player on the bench, to the towel guy. You have to have that as an organization if you want to be successful. Everyone needs to be on the same page. So a lot of very important things said from Trajan, and I'm 100% confident that he's going to show some pretty significant improvement over these first couple of seasons. Now, he also mentioned that it's not going to happen fast and quickly. I think we all realize that by now. He wants to keep the process. You heard some familiar words of some sustainability, over time. I think the game plan is pretty much the same. I just think we're going to be a little bit more connective with a little bit of a twist of what he wants to do and some of the personalities he wants to bring in. He mentioned some of the big time assistants that he brought in here, especially obviously the shooting assistant. And that's all super important because you want to see those shooting percentages go up as a team. That speaks to the spaces that we spoke of earlier, right? So, getting the right guys around here, getting the right mentality, the right faces, the right veteran leadership on the court, all the things that we've talked about, he pretty much echoed that today. And that was huge for me. Huge, big time for me. Tom Gores, on the other hand, had a couple of interesting things to say. Otherwise, it was just, a lot of praising and everything else. He really, really, really likes Langdon. But, he did speak on behalf of taking accountability, and that's huge for me. It takes a big man to hold himself accountable. Accountability is something that I'm not used to hearing about in my community. So, for him to take, the accountability, man, and be open with it. That was big time, man. I got a clip for you guys. Got to give credit to Jeff Rieger from 97.1 The Ticket for asking this question behind the scenes. Take a look.
Talked about some people think you're detached from this organization at the podium. Mm-hmm. Could you share just how passionate you are about this franchise that you own? I think some of the fans wonder whether you don't show up, or people were chanting "sell the team" earlier, and I'm sure you didn't take kind to that. What are the emotions that go through you when people question, I guess, your passion for this?
No, I appreciate the question. Passion doesn't always show up at when you're at the game and stuff. Obviously, I'm extremely passionate, and it's about doing the big things for the team when it's necessary. My meetings over the last month with Trajan and also a whole slew of executives. I'm game time. I'm game time when this organization needs me. So I don't look at I think it'll be more understood when we start to win. I don't expect anybody to just think I'm great because I say I care. I have to put the results on the table with wins and so on. But I'll just tell you, of course, I met probably 50, I've had probably 50 meetings or so, just on getting the right person. So I've learned that, people will think what they think, and you just got to show some results and go from there.
On that, I think we're good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Y'all can see, man, he, was willing to answer the tough questions. We had some really, really good questions during that press conference. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, you make sure you go and do that, man. Definitely a shout out to all the beat writers, from Vince to James Edwards to Amari, even had Kool-Aid. There's so many personalities in there that I've grown to be familiar with over time, and they asked some real core questions. Saying good questions, man. Bob Woj was there, and from Eric Vincent, everybody was there. I think even Kuka Hill was there. I seen him post on Twitter. So I'm probably sure it's going to be some good information being put out and pumped out about this press conference. Obviously, next steps is to go and get a GM. It starts there, and then we looking at a head coach next, right? So this is a process. It's something that we just have to be patient about. We have a draft coming. You know, the offseason is, you know, definitely in full swing right now. You're seeing little news reports coming out here and there. A lot of trade rumors starting to cook up. We're in the thick of things, right? We're in the thick of things. So, but at the end of the day, leadership is the thing. We want to see that. We need that. And we need the communication and the transparency between us fans or season ticket holders or beat writers or media personalities like myself as content creators. We need the transparency so we can kind of, you know, take a step back and chill a little bit when it comes to this team, because a lot of emotions have been out there over a long period of time, a lot of stressed out people out there. So we love our team. We're very passionate about our team, and it's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So, you know, pretty good press conference, some good information, some good cookies in there. So, you know, with that said, make sure you guys go and rewatch that. I also recorded it, so I will be rewatching and taking a little bit more notes here and there, some quotes and everything else. But with that said, man, it's about to get fun. You Pistons fans, get ready. We're gonna have a lot of good content, including myself on this channel, but also, you know, with the podcast, me and Deuce and several other people, several other faces are gonna start showing their face, man, and we're gonna have a good time. With that said, you guys have a blessed day. Make sure you smash the like button for your boy, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Be blessed. Peace.